festival of Shavuot, which is ending as the sun is setting, and Shabbat beginning as the sun is setting, though some people may be observing another day of Yom Tov along with Shabbat. But for us, we've symbolically received Torah from Mount Sinai. And on the holiday of Shavuot, we receive Torah, we receive wisdom from one another. And we are so grateful to be together in community tonight with our community, and most especially with 6 wonderful young adults who have continued to really seriously engage in the act of receiving Torah by continuing their study within Jewish community, learning from our tradition, and really bringing their individual selves into a really sacred, holy conversation with Judaism as it's been handed down through the generations. So we are so delighted to be celebrating each one of you, and Mazel Tov to you and to your families. And Shabbat Shalom to everyone who is here watching from near and far, who are watching on Facebook Live, members of our community, and guests. We're so happy to be together, and we've been holding our Friday night services virtually for many weeks, and it's really, really special to have this simcha, this really happy occasion to celebrate with you this Friday night.
So we also have a special, exciting new feature, which is that Mishkan Tefillah, the Reform prayer book that we use every Shabbat, has a new digital version with accurate pagination. And so both on the Zoom link and on the Facebook link, you'll see a link to the Shabbat prayer book. And if you'd like to follow along, you can open up that digital prayer book and join us. So we turn to page 24 for Shalom Aleichem, which invites us to welcome in the Shabbat angels, to ask for their blessing, and most sadly to say goodbye. And tonight we get a chance to celebrate our angels and also to say goodbye to them in a way that we didn't quite expect, but we're still very grateful that we get the chance to do.
And before we begin our singing, I'd like everyone to take a deep breath, both because it will help you sing better. I really hope you'll sing along, even though we are not in the same room and can't hear each other. I hope you'll sing anyway. And I always like to invite us to take a deep breath as we enter into Shabbat and to let go of the week that has passed and enter into this sacred time. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We have the privilege tonight to be led by our confirmation students And it's my pleasure to invite Abby Ellsbury to light the Shabbat candles and to introduce the candle lighting for us this evening.
As we prepare to light the candles, it is important to consider the significance of this prayer in the midst of a global pandemic. Lighting the Shabbat candles marks the beginning of the Sabbath, a time traditionally taken by Jews to reset after the long week and spend some time with family. Similarly, COVID-19's rampage across America has left all but frontline heroes at home, facing their own reset of sorts. The usual hustle and bustle of May, with sports games, graduations, and Memorial Day celebrations, has been reduced to a silence. Although this silence can seem deafening, it has also provided us with a unique opportunity to reflect on the pace and manner with which we were living our lives before. As we reflect and prepare to move forward, we must force ourselves to recognize the lights in our own lives that we took for granted before March. For many in our community, one of these lights may be our beautiful sanctuary that shines ever so brightly, especially when compared to the backgrounds of our living rooms and computer screens. As we say the blessing, and over your Sabbath, I urge you to consider the little lights in your life extinguished by the virus, in the hopes that when this is all over, you will appreciate them a little more. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you, Abby, and thank you, Ellsbury family. It's now my privilege to introduce Henry, who will introduce us to Psalm 97.
We turn to Psalm 97 on page 14. Psalm 97 speaks about God's hatred of evil, love of justice, and righteousness. Like God, we need to learn to hate evil. Our history of being persecuted teaches us that hatred and evil directed to others can quickly be directed toward us and vice versa. Racism, white supremacy, and other forms of hatred is morally wrong. We need to love all people regardless of their background. It's more important than ever to love everyone and accept them as who they are. This psalm we read the righteous song for the righteous. When we experience suffering, we can harden our hearts and turn toward evil, or we can grow our love and feel compassion for others. When we are in pain or suffering, we are able to understand other people's stories and what they went through. To read righteousness means to feel more connected and compassion for others, rather than being different and turning towards evil.
Thank you, Henry. We turn together to the bottom of page 14 for Psalm 97.
Or zaru ala tzadik, uleishre lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik, uleishre lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai, והודו לזכר קודשו. שמחו צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו. אור זרוע לצדיק, ולישרי לב צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו. שמחו צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו.
My pleasure to invite Henry back up. Henry would not take just one kavanah for an answer. We're so glad to have you introduce two of our prayers tonight.
Okay, come. Here you go.
We turn to Lacology on page 20. Most Friday nights we sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. But I come from a diverse family, with a rich consciousness and reform. I want us to sing all 9 verses tonight to honor the diversity of the Jewish people and to lift up the important message in Jesus. Verse 6 reminds us not to be ashamed or downcast, even though it can be natural to feel bad or down on ourselves. It's important that we remember how incredible and lucky we are. The song "This Is Me" in The Great Showman reminds us that we are who we are meant to be, and there is no reason to feel shame for that. The song says, "I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, here I come, and I'm marching on and be alone. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me." In verse 7 invites us to imagine that God sees beauty in us and takes joy in us the way a groom takes joy in his bride. As Regina Aguilar says, that we are beautiful, no matter what you say, and we are beautiful in every single way.
Oh, sorry, I thought it
So while we sing together the Carol G, I want you to reflect on who you are no matter your identity and background. Because regardless, at the end of the day, we are all humans, connected to one another, and beautiful in the eyes of God.
Thank you, Henry.
Henry, thank you for that exquisite introduction. So thoughtful, so powerful. Thank you so much. What a gift. So we will sing all 9 verses, and on the 9th verse, we will rise and face the door to welcome the Shabbat presence that is so beloved to us and to all the Jewish people. So this melody may or may not be familiar. I was trying to think of the best melody that lends itself to singing the whole thing through. But you'll have enough verses to catch on, and please yadadai or just sing out. No judgment here because most of us can't hear you. So please do join and reflect as you sing on what Henry shared with us. לעמול עלייך לך דודי לקראת כלה הנה שבת נקבלה התנערי מעפר ומלבשי בגדי תפארתך מעל יד בן ישי ותלך מקרבה אל נפשי גאה עלי לך דודי לקראת שנה הנה שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי בעורף ומאורי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת שנה הנה שבת נקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תהימה יחסו אני עמי ונמנתה ירדתי לך דודי לקראת שנה הנה שבת נקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תהימה יחסו אני עמי ונמנתה ירדתי לה וואי sing that twice וכולים שיסה שעושייך ורחקום כל ממלאייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך ימסוס חמצן על כלי לך דודי לקראת כלה הנה שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי על יד איש בין ארצי ונשמחה ונביא לך דודי and we rise לקראת כלה הנה שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה הנה שבת נקבלה
You may be seated. We turn to page 28 in our prayer books or in our digital prayer books for the Baruch Hu, and it's my pleasure to invite Lizzie Ellsbury to introduce this prayer.
As we bless God in this prayer, we are reminded that we are all created in the image of God. There is a great responsibility that comes with this knowledge. It serves as a point to reflect on how we can shoulder the responsibility. The Baruch Hu begs us to put this reality into practice consistently and forever. The call and response aspect of the prayer serves as a check-in with ourselves and those around us before we go into the next portion of the service. In addition, it also reminds us to see and hear the divine in each other as we begin to pray. For most, these last few months have been an exercise in physical solitude. Being alone can sometimes be needed, but this extended period is a difficult lifestyle. The Baruch Hu allows us to check back in and recognize we are not alone spiritually. We are all united in the image of God.
Thank you, Lizzie. I invite you at home to rise in body or spirit for the call to worship, which can be found on page 28. Baruch Adonai, Hamavorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Rabbi Berkman will lead us in the closing blessings for Ma'ariv, Aravim, and Ahavat Olam, which can be found on page 30 and 32.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם הגה יומם בלילה, ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 36 with Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בעם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Those who joined us last Saturday morning learned a midrash with me that when the Israelites were on the shore of the Sea of Reeds, they hoped for three things. They hoped for Torah, they hoped for flags, which represented God's love, and they hoped for the Mishkan, which was a place for God to dwell amongst them. Whatever we are hoping for this Shabbat, now is a good time to hope, as we turn to page 40 for Micha Mocha.
Ya la 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 כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, יא ביי ליי 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 יא 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 ליי 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 מעלה חוצתך ראו בניך חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים זלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ובטח חינומך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו ונאמר כי פדרנו את יעקב גאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Amen. It's my honor to welcome Zeke Kochin, who will introduce Hashki Venu for us tonight.
When we first chose what prayer we wanted to talk about, the whole coronavirus pandemic was just beginning. However, I feel like this prayer is needed now more than ever. When looking at the translation of the prayer, the idea of being watched over stuck with me. Rabbi Berkman often refers to Hashki Venu as a lullaby that one could say before bed. The idea that God will get you through the night was the original intent of this prayer. Nowadays, there are so many things that one can worry about, whether it's coronavirus, school, money, or any other aspect of life. As I'm writing this, I'm unsure of when the coronavirus pandemic will be over. I think that it is helpful to think that I will be guided through this challenging time, and in the end, everything will be all right. I believe that everyone can find an aspect of their life that this prayer can help with, and that is why I chose Hashki Venu.
Thank you, Zeke. We turn together to page 42 for Hashki Venu.
Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'halidenu shomreinu lechaim Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'halidenu shomreinu lechaim. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Go to sleep tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Go to sleep tonight. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'halidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'halidenu shomreinu lechaim. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Go to sleep tonight. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'halidenu shomreinu lechaim. Baruch atah Adonai הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Amen. My pleasure to introduce Lila, who will introduce Vishamru for us tonight.
The prayer of Vishamru talks about Shabbat as an agreement between God and the Jewish people. This shows me the true importance of Shabbat. During the quarantine, my family's been making a strong effort to light the Shabbat candles every Friday night. Throughout this tough and unpredictable time, Shabbat has been something that I can look forward to and rely on week after week. This has given me a chance to recreate my connection with Shabbat, one I typically only see over the summer at Camp Micah, my Jewish summer camp, as it is where I have experienced Shabbat most fully and consistently. I have had the opportunity to spend my last 6 summers surrounded in a flourishing Jewish community full of kids my age, something that I've found rare throughout my life. I created bonds with individuals with a shared identity, and I'm grateful for the chance to learn more about my Jewish background as I grow into a Jewish adult. While I unfortunately cannot return this year to camp as it has closed their doors for this summer due to COVID-19, I am reminded by the prayer V'Shamru to my connection with not only the camp community, but also the Jewish people as a whole.
Thank you so much, Lila. We turn to V'Shamru on page 44.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם יעל עיני ביני ובין בני ישראל אות היא לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
It's my pleasure to invite Hannah Cherwin to introduce the Amidah for us this evening.
In a moment, we will have the opportunity to say the Amidah. One of the final blessings that we usually say silently begins, Modim Anachnu Lach. How grateful we are to you, God. Tonight, during our silent prayer, I'd like us to focus on what we are grateful for. When we come together, we will sing Modim Anachnu Lach. In difficult times like this, it becomes especially important to think about all that we are grateful for. This can help us to keep things in perspective and remind us that even when times are hard, we still have many things to be thankful for. When I think about the things in my life that I'm thankful for, I think about my family and my friends. I also think about all of the things that have been helping me get through the past few months. I'm grateful for my phone, the TV, and the nice weather. In a few moments, we will come together, and my hope is that everyone will have thought of at least 3 things that they can say thank you for.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah.
We turn to page 46 for the Amidah, and we rise in body or spirit. And Rabbi Berkman will lead us in the first 3 blessings together, and then we'll have an opportunity for some silent prayer.
And because Hannah, in her beautiful, beautiful introduction, mentioned how important that gratitude is, we're going to do something we don't typically do, except for on the high holy days. We're going to sing that gratitude blessing. We're going to sing Modim Anachnu Lach out loud. And then we're going to close with our prayer for peace, Ohabei Shalom, the blessing for peace. I am so impressed by every one of you who has spoken tonight, and I am just completely blown away. And I think we need to put all of your beautiful words into a book. All right. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הצל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל HaKadosh. We continue individually. Blessing for gratitude. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach. Modim, modim, anachnu lach. And I hope you will join us and bring a lot of ruach, a lot of spirit to our Ohabei Shalom that we do frequently at the temple. That is the melody from Nava Tehillah from Jerusalem. Ohabei Shalom bimromah, יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. עושה ואמרו ואמרו Amen. So before we move into our prayer for healing, just wanted to let you know that that strange man playing guitar behind me is my husband, Rabbi Jethro Berkman. He's not that strange, but in case you didn't know who he was, I thought I would introduce you. And I'm very grateful that he's been accompanying Friday night services every week. And this is really special for him to be here with us for this as well. And the other thing is, if you heard a little extra percussion during that song, that was Idan, my 6-year-old, who was really rocking out and running around and dancing in circles. And then the dog went and with a lot of ruach, went and got her toy and was also shaking it around. So that is the kind of ruach, that is the kind of spirit that I'm expecting from you. They've set the bar very high. So at this point, so on Shabbat, we're not supposed to think about what we don't have. We're supposed to really bask in the abundance of the blessings all around us and not focus on what we lack. But we are able to pray for two things, for peace, which we just did, and for healing. So we're going to sing Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach at this time and call to mind those who are in need of healing of body or of spirit. So those who are on the Zoom with us, confirmation students and families, if you have names to share that you'd like to type into the chat, you can go ahead and do that. And those who are watching via Facebook Live or our other services, if you are able to type names in, do that. I really feel that does virtually bring these people into our Kehila Kedosha, our virtual but very sacred community. And you, of course, are welcome just to say the name or names of those for whom you're praying. At this time when, as many of our wonderful confirmands have mentioned, this moment that we're living in and how difficult it is. And we know that so many people are in need of healing of body and of spirit as a result of this pandemic, and we hold them in our hearts. And I'll give you another moment just to mention aloud or in writing anyone for whom you are particularly praying this evening. And we'll be on page 253 in the prayer book, in the middle of the page. Avotenu mekor habracha laimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha laavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let us say Amen.
So I'd like to invite our confirmation students, if you have a talit at home with you, to wrap yourselves in it and In a moment, I'm going to put all your faces on the screen so we can see everybody at once. And if you're some of our staff or teachers and you want to hide your camera for a couple minutes, you're welcome to do so. But otherwise, we hope to see everybody's faces. So it really is such a special coincidence that we get to celebrate you on Shavuot. This is a day where we commemorate the revelation of Torah at Mount Sinai, when the Jewish people reestablished a covenant with God and accepted the Torah and their commitment to live a life of love and wisdom and generosity. And to have you with us tonight really represents the best of our community, the best of the Jewish people. It was such a privilege to learn with you this year. And during this week, which for many of us was a difficult week, I think back on a number of the classes we began, and I invited you to choose the topics that you were most interested in, what you wanted to learn together. And you chose to focus on Israel, and you chose to focus on anti-Semitism. And we spent a number of sessions learning about the history of anti-Semitism, about the particularity of the Jewish experience and how that's shown up throughout the ages. And we ended that unit discussing how best to teach about anti-Semitism and how to educate people about it in the world. And we had a debate about the different methods and methodology. And the voice that seemed to be the strongest was that when we teach people about the historic persecution of the Jewish people, we have to teach people about how to treat everybody with love and respect. That what can happen to us as Jews can happen to anybody. And that our unique experience should give us the special compassion for other people. And it's our obligation to stand up for those people. And I think about that especially this week. And with you all gathered here today, it is a special honor to welcome you into a new stage. You have chosen this learning, you have chosen this commitment to our temple and to our community. And I see before me really just so many incredible minds and spirits. Henry, your enthusiasm from day one was just infectious. Your passion for Judaism and Jewish history and teaching that really pervaded the entire class, and we're so grateful for it. Zeke, you always came in with a smile and a willingness to learn, and your performance in the Purim Spiel, I think will go down, certainly in my memory, as an incredible moment. Lila, you are so confident and thoughtful and well-spoken, and your commitment to the Jewish community is evident even at this young age. You know, such a pleasure to get to know you and to learn with you. Hannah, I've gotten to know you probably the most in my 2 years at TOS, and this was a special opportunity to see you come alive. And sometimes you can be quiet, and when you shared, you really shared from your heart, and you shared with a sensitivity and thoughtfulness, and you always had something unique and insightful to say. Abby and Lizzie, Abby, your intelligence and your thoughtfulness and your willingness to be brave and to speak out first is evident from the beginning. We're so sorry that both of you can't experience your high school graduation in person, and I hope this experience of gathering here together serves as a moment of celebration at the end of your senior year. And Lizzie, your generosity and your thoughtfulness, and your always being willing to think of others and to do whatever is asked of you was a great element and contribution to the class. It's wonderful for Rabbi Berkman and I to have this opportunity to learn with all of you and to get to know you. And it's a special privilege to get to celebrate you tonight. And it's my pleasure to invite Rabbi Berkman to lead us in a special blessing this evening.
So it just so happens that the words of blessing that I have the honor of bestowing upon all of you today And by the way, I second everything that Rabbi Schaefer said about each of you. And though I only got to be with you and teach you a few times, your you-ness really shone through. What is special about each and every one of you, and the way that you came together in this cohort, this community, was a really beautiful thing to witness, and the way that you were able to respond to each other's ideas and questions. So thank you for teaching me. And every teacher is, of course, also a learner from his or her students. So from this week's Torah portion, the priestly blessing comes, and the Torah portion is called Naso, and the priestly blessing are the most ancient words of blessing that are known to us. They date at least to the 7th century BCE as being in use as a blessing. And the blessings ask for peace, for feeling, I think, my interpretation is really about a blessing for feeling connected. So we wanted you to put on your talit, your talis this evening, because to me it symbolizes a kind of divine embrace, an embrace from God, an embrace of the Jewish people, an embrace of all those who love you and your family and among your friends and your community. And I think it can be a reminder of how much you are held by tradition and by the Jewish people, and how much the sacred legacy that you've inherited, that it is so much a part of you. And I really pray that it will be a source of a feeling of peace, a feeling of being protected, a feeling of wholeness throughout your life. So I'm going to bestow this blessing on you. And while I do it, I'm wondering if the parents of our confirmands can place their hands on their children who are not so much children. And the Torah portion actually talks about how God asks really that human beings bestow this blessing. Traditionally, it's the Kohanim, the priests, but really all of us have the power to bring blessing to everybody else. And it's especially powerful for parents to symbolically be giving this blessing, especially on a Friday night when it's traditional for parents to say this to their children. So I'm going to chant the Hebrew, and Rabbi Schaefer will read the English. After the lines of Hebrew, we're going to say Ken Yehi Ratzon, which means so may it be God's will. We'll say Ken Yehi Ratzon after the Hebrew and also after the English. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon.
Lizzie and Abby, Zeke and Lila, Henry and Hannah, may God bless you and watch over you. May God's light shine upon you and bring you grace. May God lift up God's face to you, bringing you a sense of the divine presence and to bring you peace. And let us say, Ken yehi ratzon.
So may it be God's will. So we weren't going to let the evening pass by without a blessing for the parents of these wonderful human beings, because you clearly had a little something to do with how wonderful they are. But as any parent knows, you're responsible for some of what is wonderful about them, and you've really just helped them grow into who they are. And any parent knows that children come into this world with their own agendas, and it's our job to nurture you into who you are and to just stand in awe as you grow and develop. So I have a blessing to offer you, the parents, on this amazing day. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, hu yivarech et hahorim ha'ele. May the Holy One of Blessing, who blessed our ancestors, bless these loving parents with continued naches, pride in their amazing children as they continue to grow into their precious and essential selves and manifest their magnificent neshamot, their souls. May you continue to guide them to nurture their strengths and their passions, and to paraphrase the theologian Friedrich Buchner, a way to bring their great gladness to meet the world's greatest need. May you look back with pride on your parenting journey thus far. You have given your children such a great gift in raising them within a community which loves and learns and lives the joys and sorrows of life together, rooted in the ancient wisdom of the Jewish people. We are blessed to have each of you and your children who are no longer children as part of our community, and we look forward to the continued blessing of witnessing their growth and their leadership. Thank you for raising such mensches. May you and your families go from strength to strength. Amen.
We continue with tonight's prayer service with Aleinu, which can be found on page 282. And before we say Aleinu, I just have to share, I'm following a little bit along at the comments on Facebook, one of the miracles of this modern service. And our Rabbi Emerita, Emily Lipoff, shared that she got to hold two of you as babies. And it was such a privilege to get to know you, and she wishes you good luck going forward. What an incredible experience to have that sense of community over the course of your whole lives.
Please rise for Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגופי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated.
So at this time, our thoughts turn to those we have loved who are no longer with us in this world, but very much with us in a spiritual sense. We remember those who have died at this time in years past, or those who have recently died. And if you are observing a yahrzeit, an anniversary of a death, or are in a period of mourning, I do invite you to share the name or names of those you're remembering in this virtual way, either in the Facebook comments or in the Zoom chat, or however you're able to do that. And if you aren't able or don't want to do it that way, you can simply share the name aloud in your home. I do want especially to mention from our community the father of our member Nathan Spritz, his father Neil Spritz, who died recently. And the family has recently completed Shiva, and we wish them much comfort. Going to ask if Rabbi Schaefer, if you'd like to mention any of the names, if there are any in the Facebook chat.
Pinus, Darren, Judy Sussman, Neil Spritz.
So Mourner's Kaddish is on page 294. I invite you to rise as is your custom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman koriv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam l'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shmei d'kodesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
You may be seated. Thank you to our confirmation students for your beautiful words this evening and for being volunteers at our synagogue, actors in our Purim Spiel, teachers in our religious school, and just warm lights in our community. It really has been a pleasure to get to know all of you this year, and I hope to continue to see you in the years to come. Thank you to Rabbi Berkman, Rabbi Audrey Marcus Berkman for leading so beautifully tonight, and to Rabbi Jethro Berkman for accompanying us on guitar. Rabbi Jethro Berkman is not only a talented musician, he is also a very talented educator, and he will be teaching our community this Wednesday night. If you're interested in Israel education, I invite you to check out the website for more details and to join his class, which is sponsored by our Brotherhood. Tomorrow morning services will be at 10:30 as we celebrate a bar mitzvah, and we hope everybody can join us over Zoom.
So I want to add my thanks. Again, thank you to all the parents for raising these mensches, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the years to come, and as they fly the coop and go off into the world, some of them sooner than later. But we're excited to continue to watch you grow. So we are going to make kiddush and motzi. So we wanted to honor tonight a very special person, not only because she's the mother of one of our amazing confirmation students, but because she is also our education director, among many other things that to say TOS would not really be possible without her is an understatement. So we're very grateful to Sherry Cherwin and to your whole family, and we'd like you to lead us in making kiddush and motzi tonight. And of course, anyone who is at home with their wine or juice or bread can join in and can rise if you want to do that.
It's truly an honor to be here tonight. Not only is Rabbi Lipoff watching, but I know that Kate and Jen Whitman and Mark Lipoff and all of your teachers are here watching and celebrating with us tonight. And it is really, truly a very special night. We have literally watched you all grow up over the years, and it is so special to be able to be here with you. And I'd like to give you a toast by way of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Amen.
And we have a Paula. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
And
Amen.
I just forgot one huge thank you, a big thank you to Cassie Samuels, our amazing educator who has been leading this confirmation class with us throughout the year and also created some amazing gifts which got delivered to all of our students this morning. So a big thank you to Cassie as well.
So as our closing song tonight, we're going to do something that we haven't sung together as a community for a while. Debbie Friedman's Kaddish de Rabbanan, which is a beautiful sort of blessing, a prayer for teachers and for students that we thought would be appropriate for tonight. So the words are in the book, actually on page 91. And some of you may be familiar with this beautiful song, so I hope you'll join in if you can navigate either online or in a hard copy to page, I believe it's 91, I'm going to check. Yeah. And big thanks again to Jethro, who learned this so that he could accompany me for this gift to you all tonight. For our teachers and their students and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen. Ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. Shabbat Shalom to everyone who has joined us. Again, a mazel tov to this amazing confirmation class and to your families. I echo the thanks to Cassie, who helped us navigate the tech tonight and who also did so much for our class over the last many months, including bringing gifts to them today. Thank you to everyone who makes this community possible. It is such a special place, and it's a place even when we are not all in one place. And we truly do bring the divine into our midst in the ways that we connect to each other, whether they're in person or not. And I'm really, really grateful for all of you for making this community so special. And I look forward to seeing you either tomorrow at the bar mitzvah of Caleb Cohn or at one of our many programs or services to come. Mazal tov and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.